Hey everyone, today I'm bringing you the LPS collection organization plus tips video. It was honestly hard to come up with a name for this video since I'll be talking about a lot of different things even though they all kind of go together. But we got there. So if you didn't know, I recently did a poll on the posts area of my channel where I asked you all if you'd like me to do a video on how I organize my collection, where I buy my shelves, where I get my shelves, and some other just general organization stuff, etc. And long story short, everyone either was excited and really interested in that idea, or there were some people that also just said that they would be good either way, so here I am with this video coming at you. So today we're going to be tackling, as I said, this sort of bunch of ideas all at once, and I'm going to sort of break it up a little bit into sections, although some things I will have to talk about like at the same time, but we're still going to kind of go through and separate stuff a little bit. So the first little thing I wanted to start with for our video here is by talking about shelves. So personally, I've grown to acquire and thrift quite a few different types of shelves for my LPS, so I'll be showing you all of the different options that I personally have and where they're from, where you can buy them if applicable, and what I mean by that is I do have at least one shelving thing, actually two, that either I don't know where it came from or I thrifted it and I don't know where it originally came from. I have a shelf that I don't know the brand of it, so unfortunately there will be a couple things that it will be harder for me to tell you exactly where you can buy it, but we'll get there when we get there and I'll make that a little more clear. So I'll be showing you all of my different options, as I said, and I actually have some that are repurposed, so they weren't originally meant for what I'm using them for, so you'll get a fun little tip on how you can sometimes repurpose things that aren't meant for like LPS, but they work really well, at least in my opinion. And this is where some of that handheld camera action comes into play. When I go to actually talk about these things with you, I will be holding my camera up and showing you, and we'll talk about each type of shelf individually and just give you a little rundown on each one. Alrighty, so I zoomed out a bunch, and this is the first shelving thing that I wanted to talk about. This is a little bit of a newer shelf to me. I've only had it, I think, maybe 2 years at most. So as you can see, this is where I shelf and organize and hold almost all of my main fives. Now, you will probably notice that the Dachshunds, or Dachshunds, however you prefer, are missing, and that's because they're a bit longer, they're the wiener dogs, and they just didn't really fit very well, so I'll show you where I have those once I'm done talking about this one. But this is where I've got all of my, well, no, I guess I can't say that. Some of them you'll see are missing for various reasons. Either they've been out, I've been taking pictures of them, they're out for like filming and stuff. Some of them just don't get put back here right away until I'm absolutely done with them. But anyway, this is where I have most of my Great Danes, Collies, Shorthairs, and there's one Spaniel. I used to have more Spaniels up here, but I am actually running out of room. I am not trying to brag by saying this, so please don't take it that way, but there's a lot of Shorthairs, alright? There's a lot of Shorthairs, and they're taking up all my Spaniel space, so. Alrighty, now let's actually talk about the shelves themselves. So these shelves I purchased off of Amazon. They are just simple clear shelves, as you can see, and they screw into the wall, and you can stack them really nicely, and I like the way that it looks like this. So this is something I can definitely give you a link for down below. I just really like that they're clear as well because you can see the pets really good through them. There's nothing like blocking your view of your collection if you go with these. And I think you could also, if you wanted to, like stack them this way and make them longer, or buy a different size of these, you can do that as well. I've seen people that have similar things that have done it like that too. I also wanted to quickly mention that the way I personally have organized these is just the way that I felt like doing it. I like having my Great Danes at the top, just they're taller and I think they look cool. And then I just decided to go Great Danes into Collies, into Short Hairs, into Spaniels. But you can put whatever pets you want on this, you can organize it however you want. This is just how I personally have it, at least at the moment. Alright, this is shelf number 2. This one is a lot smaller, and this is one of the ones that is a little bit more problematic for me to give you somewhere to find it. This came from my kitchen. I think it's a spice rack. My mom just had it and she thought that it might be good for holding my LPS, so she gave it to me. But quite frankly, I have literally zero idea where this originally came from. But if you want something like this, I would say there are people that have made things similar to this. Sorry, I just gotta move my hand a little bit. Like out of cardboard. Or you can find similar things that are kind of like this that are, I think, clear on Amazon and stuff. So if you look up like staircase display shelf, you might be able to find something similar. Or if you want to go thrifting and see if you can find something like that, like a spice rack like that in the kitchen section, you can definitely do this. Oh my, okay. Sorry, my hands get a little sleepy holding the camera, but we'll power through. Now, as you can see, this is where I've got almost all of my dash-ins and quite a few little customs there on the end, except for that cat. That's just a character of mine. And then on the top, because I had some extra space and didn't have like enough other things to fill it, I just put sea turtles, seahorses, and some squirrels just randomly for fun. Alright, next up I have another shelf that I purchased from Amazon, but this is one that I can't seem to find this exact shelf on Amazon. It may still be there, but any sort of search that I've done, it doesn't want to show up for me. So unfortunately, I don't know if I can give you a link to this one, but I will try to see what I can find. Or if I can find something similar, I will link it down below. This is the very first shelf that I ever got for displaying my LPS. I never really had any shelves as a kid or anything like that. I have one of those tackle boxes, or sometimes they were all in like a bag, like a tote bag. I know it's not ideal, but I was a kid and yeah. But this one is where I house a lot of my like favorite commons and like cats and dogs and bunnies and lots of different stuff. And then because the top of it was flat, I do have some pets up there. It's not technically meant to be part of the shelf, but I like utilizing any space I can get my hands on. So this one is another clear one, and it's just got these little cubbies, as you can see. I think, unless they're smaller, like I do have one cubby that has 3 bees, but most of the cubbies only fit around 2 pets, except for these ones on the bottom corner. They have a little bit less room and I was only really able to fit 1, but most of these can fit 2 pets if you can find something similar to this, if you even like this at all. But yeah, this is this one. Alright, this is where it gets a little bit fun. Yes, this is also, you can see where I've put 2 of those new boxes that I recently reviewed, or not reviewed, but showed you on a recent video, and then I also have this little light bowl, and what I think are these LPS cake toppers on the actual main shelf of mine. But these little shelves behind me, I'm like 99% sure that they're meant for cutlery, that you would stick it in like your kitchen drawer and you could separate like your fork, spoon, and knives. Because whenever I find these, they're always in the kitchen section or with like the wooden things. When I go to Salvation Army, they're always with the kitchen stuff, and then when I go to Value Village, they're always with the wooden stuff. But I'm pretty sure that's what it's meant for. But if I've stood up, and you can fit pets really well, except I will warn you that you can't fit super tall pets on the actual inside. That's why I've got some of the taller ones like the horse the flamingo and the cow on the top because they don't fit on the actual shelves. But you can still fit a lot of other pets that are like small to medium sized, or if it's bigger in other ways that isn't the height, it will probably fit. Now you can see I've got a bunch of different pets, so you can see some of the pets that definitely will fit. And I also have one more over here where I've put all of my turtles and iguanas and geckos and frogs. I really love this one. I like having those all out together. Okay, second to last shelf. I am very sorry about the glare. I'm not sure if I can get rid of that. I will try. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So this shelf, my mom actually thrifted this for me like 3 years ago. She was just out and about and she saw it and she thought it would be really good for my pets. So she was really sweet to purchase this for me. I'm really grateful for this. This was the second ever shelf that I got. But this is one of those shelves where I don't know where it was originally from. There's nothing really on it that tells me that. It's just a cute black shelf. So, unfortunately, I don't know if I can give you a link to anything like this. This is the kind of shelf that you might need to just get lucky and find at a thrift store. I'm really sorry to say that if you like this one. But I have seen other people that manage to find things that are similar, so it's not impossible. Or if you're good with like woodworking or stuff like that, you might be able to make one. This I think is made out of wood or wood-like material, and then there's just the glass front. And there's like a buckle thing on the side to close it. And then I've also got my other new boxes on the top. Alright, the last one that I have to show you is this childhood playset of mine, which earlier in the year I dug it back out. I gave it a really good scrub, found all the pieces, put it back together. It was just missing like the baskets. I had them, they just weren't attached, and just a couple like little things that were not on it at the time. So this is another option, and I think it's a really cute option if you have like any sort of playset and you want to like open it up or just put it out, and you can fit usually quite a few pets in here. This one particularly because it has so many little like shelf little type things like nooks and crannies, and even the baskets, and I've even fit some on the top, and it just works well for me. It might look a little chaotic. I do plan to hopefully move some of them eventually, but for now this is what I've got going on, so this is another option. It doesn't need to be this house, of course. You can use any playset that you want if you have one, or if you want to try to get one to do this. Sometimes you can actually find these at the thrift store. I actually recently saw this exact house at my thrift store, but I didn't need another one, so I left it and somebody got it, so I'm really happy for whoever did buy it. So feel free to look. I know it might seem hard to find stuff like this, but they can be out there, so don't give up hope on that. Alrighty, hopefully the audio is okay on that and that I wasn't too shaky with the camera. As of now I haven't edited this yet, so hopefully when I do go to edit it, editing me will be okay. But that is all of the shelves that I currently have that I display my LPS on. If you have any questions about anything I showed you, or if anything was confusing or didn't make sense, feel free to leave any questions down below. But I wanted to start with that because that is the bulk and the main reason that I'm making this video, to give you some ideas. And again, as I said, I will link anything down below that I can, or anything that I can find something similar to for you. So that will be down below. And I hope that you just have like some more options now if you're wanting to either like start a display or change a display or add to your display, or just like switch things up a bit, whatever purpose you might have for this video, or if you're just curious and you wanted to see how everything looks in my world, that's okay too. So I'm gonna move on to some other few little things in terms of organization. Alright, now I'm going to show you a little bit of how I organize and like store, that's the word, store some of my accessories. This includes like clothing accessories and other accessories such as like food and whatnot like that. But this is where I currently store most of my necklaces. I do have them, it might not look like organization right now, but they are actually categorized in various ways. Like I have over here in the corner or on the edge, I've got all of my pride ones that I've made, and then I've got all of sort of the greenish ones together. I've got one specifically for necklaces I've gotten from Liz. I've got some pinkish ones together, some of the like multicolored ones together, some other ones over here, some of the pearly ones together. Just I do need to like fix a little bit of the organization, and some, like there's a bunch that are taken out currently just from me making new outfits for characters, etc. But you just take the lid off, and this actually has a second story, but I continue to forget about that, so I need to be utilizing that good space. But this is what it looks like on the inside. These are like smaller, so you can't fit too much over here, but these do fit the necklaces I think really well. Even some of the bigger ones that have charms, I'm still able to make them fit, so this is just an option for that. Alright, please ignore any little bit of mess that's on top of this, but this is the little drawer organizer that I've purchased for some of my other like actual LPS accessories. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. It might get a little blurry, but as you can see, there's like small drawers up here. This is like perfumes, brushes, and hair dryers and stuff. Some bows and things, shoes, and then some of the bigger ones. I've got some hats, so that doesn't really want to open. Some of the like medical stuff, but some of this does occasionally get mixed up. This is some sweets and baskets, and oh, that's yeah, I've used this to store a few other things lately, but bottles and stuff. So there's a good variety of like little drawers and big drawers, and I think I also got this from Michael's, but I got it in like the baking section, I think that's where I got it from. So I don't actually know what the intended purpose was, but I use it for this and it works great. It doesn't hold any super big accessories, so I mostly use this for like smaller things. And then I have this really messy 3-tier roller thing from Michael's, or not Michael's, I'm sorry, HomeSense. It's messy right now, please excuse that, but that's what I use for my bigger accessories. Alrighty, the last thing that I think I have to show you for the moment, this is how I store all of my clothing accessories. So the one at the top here is where I store all of my handmade clothes. I do have it sectioned in ways that probably don't make sense to you, but I've got it sectioned sort of by like creators and like the different types of clothes. So I've got like big skirts, medium skirts, little skirts, some of my crochet like sweaters and stuff, and then dresses, hats, and then I've got like bows and flowers and whatnot, and more bows. And this one right over here is for all of my stuff from Liz, but I think I'm gonna need to make it 2 because it doesn't always fit, and I want to make sure it all fits good. And some of this is empty right now just because I've been, as I said, dressing up some of my pets with new outfits. And then the one at the bottom, I have 2 of these. I had one, and then my mom had one that she wasn't using, so she gave it to me. So this is where I store like more of my like authentic Hasbro accessories. Not all of it is, like this is not, but we've got like cowboy hats, rain hats, all of the like sunglasses and stuff, more hats and hats and hats and scarves, and that was headbands, and then tiaras and skirts and stuff, and flowers and whatnot. So this is where all of that goes, and I just find it really useful. You can just open it and it stays open like that, and it's got this like clear top so you can see through it and you can tell where everything is. And then it also buckles just like that on both sides. So I find these really useful for this. Okay, I do think I forgot to mention with the shelves I just showed you at the end there that hold all of my clothing accessories. Those come from Michael's as well. I purchased one myself, and then as I said, my mom like handed me down the other one. I think I found it in the jewelry section over with the beads and stuff, so it's meant for that, but I just think it works really well personally for me for storing all of my clothing accessories and such. As I said, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I tried to be relatively in-depth. I mean, there was also only so much I could say about each thing, but hopefully, you know, like some places that you can look now, some different styles. I definitely have a relatively wide variety of different kinds of shelves, so hopefully you've got some options now if you weren't sure what kinds of things you want to get, or if you just want to get some new stuff or whatever you're interested in. And if you were also looking for like how to store other like accessories and stuff, hopefully some of what I have was useful for that too. So yeah, thank you all for watching and sticking with me to the end. I hope you found this video useful. And if you also have any ideas that you want to share with anybody in our little gang here, feel free to also leave that down below. If you want to share some ideas, some more stuff to help people out, that's totally cool and I don't mind. So yeah, I'll see you again soon with more content. Bye!